Okay, hi everybody, and today we have a Q&A. My name is Natalie, I'm instructor of Neurographica. Today we have Q&A for advanced algorithms, and we welcome any of the advanced algorithms, people who are taking any of the algorithms who have questions, and we have wonderful chat. You don't have to have any questions, you can just share your experiences. It's always beneficial to know where are you and how are you doing, and sharing also helps not just you but everybody who is listening, maybe going through the same problems. And we have a strong group that is going together through the algorithms, and they're most of them are now starting or gonna start in October neurotiming, and some of them cannot wait till October, so they've started already neurotiming. So welcome, welcome. I'm always happy to see everybody, and just share where are you at, what algorithm are you doing, what lesson, how is it going, and any experiences, any magical experiences.
I'm getting more organized. On my header, it says I'm an algorithm 9, lesson 3, drawing 3, how to manage perfect schedule. And then I've started to learn to put the tag on there in terms of where the file is in my computer so I can find it to upload it. So anyway, that's where I am, but it's so cute because I could look down and I had the answer.
Wow, amazing. Okay, that's
Can you hear
great
me?
organizational skill. So
Hi, Cindy.
yeah,
Hi.
hi Cindy.
Well,
So
I've been working on algorithm 2 and 3, and I started 3, and then I thought, well, I probably need to do composition first. So I started with composition, did one of those, and I thought, no, I think I need to learn more about colors. So I went back to that. So I'm playing some catch up now. But something that was really interested in the composition, I started by saying, and at that time I was starting to clean my studio. It was a mess. So I did a drawing about how I needed some help, how I needed to draw my resources in. And lo and behold, all of a sudden I had all of the money I needed to do it. I had the helpers I needed to do it. And so that's kind of what kept me away from the Neurographica. Was I spent a month doing all of that in my studio, and it's all done now just from one drawing. So I don't know if it was the power of suggestion, because it's all up here really, or if it was actually because I had the drawing to use as my tool to kind of put it all into perspective and say, okay, I know I've got what I need, or I can ask so and so and get that help that I need. So it was very beneficial because, like I said, my studio is all set up, it's all organized. I love it.
yes, good.
So now we're headed into the coloring, and I'm like, okay, my first drawing was all about the struggles that I've had in my life. The first 18, 24 years of my life were bad. I mean, bad. And I could see that as I started to draw and started to add colors and put them where they needed to be. And I know it's not required in that particular class, but I started to see my circles come up in each element. And it kind of clarified for me and helped me to realize I hadn't lost myself. And as I hit the phases through the elements, I started to see more and more of my personal element come forward. And so now I'm on the second circle of through the elements, and I'm starting to see where my element really is coming forward in a lot of them. I still see a lot of potential there for more circles, more harmony. So I'm excited. I really am.
Fantastic.
That
Yes,
is
it's really
awesome.
very exciting. Yes.
Um,
I
so
know.
cool.
Very cool.
It's
So,
like getting our
yes,
power back.
go
Yeah,
ahead, Kate.
it
Yes,
is.
share what you share your comments.
Oh, I just saying it's just like getting your power back. It's
Yes.
like, because like I think before Neurographica, we got these ideas, we're kind of going through life. And then we're sitting there, we're looking at this, and we're giving ourselves an opportunity to look at, now, wait a minute, what's working right? What's supporting us in doing this? Because
Mhm.
in life, everybody tells you how it's not going to happen or something happens, but we sit there and we focus. And we focus and not focus and focus and not focus. But all of a sudden, I've got to believe that the concept of those neurons firing together and wiring together, like it changed your perspective. When you look at
It
the
did.
resources, it all came together. It's so powerful. Being one who keeps a cluttered studio, I totally relate.
Well, for a while, I thought that was the only way I could really operate, even though I felt claustrophobic,
Yeah.
and then once I've gotten it all organized and got it cleaned, I'm like, no, this is where it should have been all along. I'm much more productive this way.
You're so inspirational. Thank you.
So, but
Yes.
I do have to thank the drawing because, and I think a lot of it is, it helps you to get into where you are and helps you to understand your potential once you know what the elements are and what they mean.
Yes.
I think that helps a lot.
It helps a lot because you've probably been the reason why it happens so fast. It's not new to you. It's not something that you haven't thought about. You've been almost there, but there were some limiting beliefs around this topic
Okay.
that the drawing helped you just clear. And it's probably something that you've been working on for some time, or
Mhm.
I mean, limiting beliefs. It's
Mhm.
not this. I'm not saying the studio or something, but you were almost ready. And usually in the beginning, like the lack of beginners, it's always very fast. But it's fast because you're taking the first layer, and then you get to the lower layer, and now you're working with some beliefs that are deeper beliefs. Once it takes more longer time because you just excavated one layer on top that was ready to go, and then
Mhm.
the second layer will be longer. Then as you go deeper, there will be another layer and another layer and another layer. So those are all just things that we grew up with. We picked through our lives and installed them as programs, and now they are talking to us. We are listening to them instead of listening to really who we are, or to higher self, or whatever you want to call it. But
Mhm.
the truth about us, the truth about what we cannot do. Can you clean the studio, or can you get help to clean your studio? Anybody can. Yes, it's not something that is impossible to do. And this repos, it's not about just the studio, right? It's not about uh, it's more, about your ability, you believe in yourself, about
Right.
whether you think it's possible for you to do it. What is stopping you? And are there any gains? Like sometimes we get attached to the gains about the situation, that we get used to very quickly. Humans get used to very quickly to things. Even like people live in areas where there are bombings, or where there are things that are stressful all the time, but they tend to ignore them. They get used to the situation
They do.
and
Yeah.
they don't see it. Well, with Neurographic, everything comes up. You see it because it's right in front of your face, and it's not like if anybody else is telling you something. So there's another thing that humans tend to, once they believe in something, once they
Mm.
find some truth in something, and even later they find it's a lie, they still believe in it. And nobody can tell them otherwise, and unless they work it out themselves. It should come from you, and it should, and then it's clicking.
And
And
I do think that that's where the power is, because there's nobody standing over you saying, this is what you need to do. This is, the way it should be, or try this. It's you. And like you said, it's right there in front of your face. And as you start to really analyze what's going on in there, yeah, it's your power. That's something that you need to embrace. It is your power. It's nobody else's.
yeah.
And I think that's probably the most enlightening thing that I've seen so far, is that I can do this. There's so many things that I'm capable of doing, and it's right here. It's right in front of me. So, yeah, I think it's very powerful.
I like the term excavating too. That really resonated with me. It's
Mhm.
like we're digging for treasure and we're taking out what we don't need, and we're selective. So it's like I'm going into the deep me, and just so powerful.
Yes,
That's
and thank
awesome.
you for returning back to this. What I see, we just completed the basic user course, another group of fantastic women and two men, and
Yes.
and so what I see is that there is a lot of resistance because it's hard to face those things, that they are painful things, and
Mhm.
in your mind they're alive, they're still very much alive, but this is the biggest opportunity you get when something um, is, is you work through some big block or big painful experience or big painful belief, and you get to the other side, it's a new, so the perspective gets so much bigger. You
Mhm.
see things completely different. It's so worth it. All the pain, everything, it's so worth it to go through this and get to the other side. And um, I still don't have it. Like I've read it many times, the saying, go where it's more painful, go where it's more painful. I'm still like not going there straight, but I'm getting to kind of look at it from perspective of curiosity.
Mhm.
Okay, what is it telling me? It's just an emotion. It is a guiding system. It is showing something. Instead of getting into it and being all panicking, oh no, the sky is gonna fall. No, because it's so dramatic. So yeah, but so those women who went there, who continued, and who were able to face it and see it, they got to the other side and they found beautiful things. And then we had some people who were just numb, so numb that after drawing and seeing, they see something is not working, see something is not matching up, but they are so numb because they are so afraid to look into it, because they build so many things around themselves to protect
Yes.
them to be this way, and their offices are all clean and their houses are all clean and their kids are all like lined up, and everything in their lives is perfect. But when they draw Neurographica in catharsis, nothing, they cannot feel anything, nothing's coming. And so they don't have this opportunity. If there were pain, if there were something, right? So the pain is already the next step. When you have the pain come up for you, it's already a guiding, like a light. Here, you're on the right track. Something is moving.
Oh,
You
okay.
are there. Instead of just drawing and not feeling anything. Like, I had this woman, she was always over and over, well, I don't feel it. What am I doing wrong? can you help me? What is it that I don't like my drawing? It's ugly, but I don't feel anything.
Oh,
And so she couldn't change anything. She couldn't change because she was just blocking. She was just blocking, 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 and wasn't able. But this was just in the beginning. Later on, if she persists, she will get it. It's just that she wasn't sure that because she was not getting it, she didn't have the experience of how it works at all. So for her, it was alien completely. And so maybe it's timing. Maybe she needs some more time. Who knows?
I do think that's it. Because in the beginning, I was like, okay, I don't really feel a whole bunch, but as I persist and as, like the other day when I was looking at the first drawing for color and I started to see all of that red, I knew exactly what it meant. I knew exactly what it meant. But I don't know if I was trying to block it so it didn't cause me pain. But then all of a sudden I started crying because that pain was so real still.
Mhm.
But then as I started to work around the elements and I saw where more, and because I'm a wood element, as I saw more and more that I had circles coming up everywhere and I chose to make them green.
Yeah.
Okay, I've always been there. And then as I got done with my drawing, I happened to notice as I'm working my way around, that green in those circles are becoming more and bigger and more. And I see potential in as I'm making the second round of them. So I think that I'm almost to the point where all of that pain and grief is going further back. I had brought it forward and now I want it to go back because I think that I can deal with it now. And I think I have dealt with it or I'm dealing with it now. So, yeah, it's been kind of a rough journey, but at the same time, it's been a good journey because the other thing is spontaneous actions. I have purple hair. I never would have dared to dye my hair purple. And it's not a dye, it's a conditioner, but I love it because it's different. It's different than who I thought I was. And I do think that the algorithm that I've been working on has helped me to see that. I know it sounds crazy, but
Not at all.
yeah. And
No,
all of that pain that was in my heart is starting to dissipate. So I think it takes a little bit. And I think it took me actually seeing something on paper before I started to realize I do think this is working. I do think this is helping. So for anybody that's in the basic user course, if they're telling you that they are having that kind of difficulty, encourage them, just keep moving, just keep going. Because I do
right.
see where it's helping.
Yes, yes. And it is their call because I believe that whenever they are ready, it will happen and they
Mhm.
will see it. Somehow our psyche is only allowing us to see and experience whatever we're ready to handle. If
Yeah.
they're very fragile still and they're not ready to do it, then yeah, it's probably the reason.
Well,
So
we don't have the tools. It's like we've trained ourselves not to look there. So
Yep.
it's kind of like we have to have a different vocabulary in terms of our awareness just to notice it and comprehend it and then work with it. And that's part of what I like about the sustained focus of doing the whole program, because I'm one of your big not feeling people. And it's like, okay, but I'm getting more there and I'm getting more there. And I probably am not as far along as many people would be by the time they get to neurotiming, but I've seen a difference. And it's not a matter of, I've graduated from Neurographica and I got it all in a bag. This is a lifetime journey. And it's
Yeah.
like, and those, wait, I'm looking at my notes because Melba, thank you. I'm starting to take notes as I go. I learned that from you. And it's like, I went back over and it's, oh, right, the breathing thing. I was holding my breath, but it was in anticipation, but I wrote it down and I started to notice. It's a journey of patience and love and understanding.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yes. Yes. And it's beautiful because you do get to create something. You do get to experience. It's not like you have to prove that something happened. You have all those drawings, all those markers, all those pencils all over you, right? You have, it is a process, but beautiful. And the past is not that you're putting it behind. You actually acknowledge that this was what made you who you are. And everything happened for a reason, meaning not to punish you, but to, like a puzzle piece. If there was not this puzzle piece, the next one could not be assembled. So you had the picture, the whole picture there required. I don't know if I told you, I recently got a friend of mine do my horoscope, and she's specializing in tiny part of the horoscopes where she tells you the purpose of your soul disincarnation from the soul perspective. And it was so much fun because it clicked so many things, like so many things started going into places. And the moments where it was hard for me through my life were the moments where I did not follow what my soul was here to do. And then why wasn't I following? Because there was a little thing called retrograde. So whenever you have a planet in retrograde, it means that you are here to actually master this, and you are sure that you can master this in this life, and it's not something you've been mastering before. It's kind of a new thing for you, but you know that you can master it. It's the biggest key for all the other gifts to come. This retrograde thing is, if you master it, which is not really something that you have done before, so it's a real challenge. But you have everything you need to do it. You just need to not look away, not to go sideways, but just use it. And so I was just laughing because for me, I have Venus retrograde, meaning that my feminine side, my inside, in yang and in yang. So my yin yang, the feminine side, needs to be something that I work on through my life. And if I manage to master it, if I manage to be embodiment of a feminine, all the aspects of the feminine, I get to get all the other gifts. I get to have like unlimited power, unlimited fame, or unlimited abilities, whatever they are. But I didn't do it for the longest time. I didn't do it. And so I was going for the power. I was trying to go to power through masculinity. So I was pushing and organizing and being like the corporate like the best worker there, but it didn't work. It didn't work, and it didn't work, and it didn't work. And so if only I knew that all I needed to do is just be feminine, right?
Did you start wearing the dresses before or after this reading?
What did you say?
You said you started to wear dresses. Was that before or after this reading?
The rest, what?
You were wearing dresses?
Oh, dresses. No, I wasn't. I want to now. I want to wear dresses now. I want to, but I haven't done it all my life. I thought pants are. I still think pants are very comfortable.
They're practical.
I like the long flowing tulip skirts.
Oh yeah.
Because they dance when I walk.
Mhm.
And it's like you get this energy around you and it's like floating. And yes,
It's
and
a
it's
moment
autumn. And pardon?
Oh, it's a moment of movement. When you stop, the dress is still flowing.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes.
You couldn't get me in the dress if my life depended on it. Nope.
I hope you don't have a Venus retrograde.
No, normally I'm in Mercury retrograde. Not a fun place to be.
Oh,
Is the retrograde for you different from the one that we're going from as a whole?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's the impression that I got, because I have not heard that term used in that way, but talk about powerful results and insight. That was time well spent.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like it's the key, magical key. So we can cut and paste this part of the class for a testimonial for your friend.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome, absolutely. And then the timing, I wonder if I would have been able to hear this message way back then.
Good point.
I'm able to understand and to see it now from the perspective of all that I've been through. But would have I heard it before? Would have I be able to understand it and implement it? I don't know.
It's the exact.
Okay.
It's the situation we talked about with Neurographica.
Yeah.
Before you wouldn't have had the senses to see it, et cetera, just like we do in the beginning of our Neurographica journey. Melba?
Well, I think that we see many things in our life because our life is we always have an option. And we look at that option, but if we have no awareness about what happens on one side of it, we have to be very exploratory to take that option. And so I think that as we move and as we grow, we have a little bit of more knowledge about what that option that we passed up would have meant to us. So timing, I think, is huge. And I think that in uncovering the meaning of so many things around us, or let's say our perceived meaning of it, we just have a better ability to make decisions in the future. I also believe that we're like that onion, and I've heard it so many times, but the older I get, the more I experience that I'm that onion, and that this layer comes off, and wow, when that layer comes off, now I can see this. Well, and I'm always curious about, I want to see what's right in the middle of it, but I think I don't want to see that until the end, right? but you know, I look at it as I was one of those people. I was extremely emotional as a child, and I felt everything. And my mother was constantly saying, oh, you wear your feelings on your shirt sleeves. You know, everybody knows what you're feeling. And I began to cover them up because I didn't want to be so obvious to the world or so read by everyone. And then I spent decades of not even wanting to feel a good portion of what I was in. And so it's taken me quite some time, and through other processes as well before I met Neurographica, to begin to uncover some of that. And our bodies are really incredible. We have an ability to take in toxin into our body, and the fatty tissues of our body will absorb it. And that's why many people hit this plateau when they're losing weight. They do everything. Their diet is so strict, and they're taking some sort of pill or drink, and they're exercising constantly, and they hit a plateau and they can't lose, and they can't lose, and they just work harder and apply themselves physically more. And the bottom line is, if you could take away that toxin out of that tissue, then that tissue doesn't need to be there anymore. It's a self-protection device. And I think that emotionally and mentally, I think we can look at one part of us, and the rest of those elements are the same: your soul, your mind, your feelings. There's some apparatus within us that protects us until we are ready to actually work with or deal with that toxin, that thing that's eating away at us. And from the standpoint of Neurographica, I look at it like, yes, we can say that this is dissipating or that is dissipating, but we're dealing with memories that trigger emotions. And our goal is not to throw away the memory, is that's part of who we are. But our goal is to release the emotional charge on that memory. And once we release that emotional charge, then we can have that memory, and we can see more than the portion that was hurting us. We can have the whole experience. We can have the fullness of the experience without the emotional charge that drives us into grief or despair or anger or whatever that emotion is as it gets triggered. And so I find that I go through and I think, okay, I've cleared that. I can do, and I can entertain this memory. And then all of a sudden I hit something within it that hasn't been discharged yet. So I look at it as a protection, as with our body, that we can't see the whole picture at once. We can only see certain parts of it that we have associated with our thoughts that are the real irritant. And then once we can dissolve that emotion, then there's another little emotion somewhere that can come up about it too, but they're all buried in those layers of that onion skin. And so as we uncover it, it gets easier and easier to deal with those really high charged emotional states in our life. And for me, Neurographica is like, it's my magic. And I know we say it's not magic, but it is so subtle that it's magic. It doesn't come in with a hammer, and make you, break you, and let it all spill out. And then you have to put yourself back together. It comes in very gently, and just a little at a time, it lifts off, discharges those emotions. And so a lot of my friends in the beginning called it my new hobby. Oh, she's into her new hobby. She's not doing this or that today, but it's not a new hobby. It is a practice. And so until we reach the point where we don't have things in our life that we see that we feel unjust, or that we watch and we know is painful, until we reach that point, we need Neurographica. We will always need Neurographica. We'll always need to keep drawing, because it will always help to alleviate and bring things to light that otherwise, we just want to keep pulling the dirt over. I've been called a little ostrich, or she has her head in the sand. She doesn't know what's going on until it hits her in the butt, and it's just who we are in the moment. And so we all need to have ease and grace with ourselves, and a lot of forgiveness for ourselves and other people, and keep using our pencil and our crayons and drawing our lines and making our connections. It's pretty awesome.
I call these my magic wands.
Yes.
And Neurographic is just one tool. There are many other tools that you can use, not necessarily. And you can combine Neurographica with and do another practice as well. It's not, Neurographica is not one tool for all. Some people may just use part of it. Some people will combine it. Some people will work with it and then go to do something else. A lot of people have done a lot of things before and then come to Neurographica. But there are many, many, many other tools, depending what resonates with you, and it's good. Yes, Kate, what, sorry, I interrupted you. About your wants.
Or just said that's, I was off of Melba's comment about magic. I'll be working and sometimes I will look at these and just gently acknowledge them as my magic wands. It's just, I've also figured out how to sort them all out. If I end up with mugs, with
Tell
color
me.
groups, and it's like, I mean, I've got them in plowlets, I've got them here, I've got them there. So, you know, things we learn in our Neurographica, how to organize your toys. and look at all my greens.
Woohoo.
And they're all different media, so I got those. So, I mean, on a light note, I'd also like to go back and highlight and acknowledge Melba's comment about the relationship, about meeting Neurographica, because I think that puts it really well, because it's like we've met a friend who brings out the best in us. And we feel safe and whole with this friend, and it is very much a meeting and a relationship. And yes, at Les and Friends, not one friend doesn't meet all of our needs, and there may be other tools and processes that we use, but I think it's kind of like a best friend.
I agree.
The best tool is the one you're using.
True.
Is the one you're using, and Neurographica offers not just you know, when you do meditation, when you sit and study this meditation, when you sit and meditate, it's very hard to do, and so they combine it with yoga and with chanting and with singing, because singing spiritual songs elevate your soul, and you are then ready to go and meditate after that for hours. Or chanting helps your energy move, and then your meditation will be stronger. And yoga exercises also helps your body, and then your meditation will be easier, like to see after you move some energy. With Neurographica, you have this element of inspiration, creativity, and beauty, which they all help you stay with the process.
Got it.
That's what makes you easier to follow, to work with Neurographica, because it's already the reward mechanism, the beauty, the inspiration is built in, that keeps your spirits high and keeps you going. That's why it's well. Yeah.
I'm going to count on that, because I wrote down another topic: go where it is more painful. 9/27/22 Nat. It's like, okay, I need to draw on that. I mean, that's a big chunk.
It's a big chunk, yes, and you only can go there when you're ready. So what Melba was saying is that whenever we hit a painful moment in life, and we're not able to deal with it, it is too much for us, and we are not able to share it for some reason, or people do not want to listen to us, or there's nobody who can listen to it, or we're too little to just verbalize it. So if those three things come together, it's unexpected, it's too much to handle, and we cannot share it, then it becomes our psychic comes in and just blocks us from experiencing this. But it cannot just block one thing, one episode. It blocks a lot more than just one. And so we lose part of ourselves. We lose part of our abilities to reach this, the whole area. And we become like less and less able to access this. So with traumatic experience, the whole part of loving yourself can be lost, or experiencing love to others can be lost, or trusting can be lost. And big chunks of who we are and who we can experience ourselves as healthy and happy are just blocked. And like Melba said, once we layer by layer, we take it, we unfold it, unfold it, unfold it, and we incorporate all of this. So our past, we can look at our past without needing to put a barrier on something. I don't want to see it. I don't want to experience it. I don't want to put it behind. It's not like it's not right or something. Everything, once we work through it, everything becomes whole again, and there is no separation. We are not just the human bodies, right? We will go on after the human body is complete, and from some higher realms, we will see it as completely different story. But for now, it's important to experience. Now, it's very, very, what we came here to do is to experience it all. So to experience what we had been through, to experience what we are going through right now, to experience every moment of it, not trying to say, okay, I'm going to experience this part, but not that part. And it's not going to work. Yeah, we are experiencing, we need to experience it all.
I know I have found myself more and more, if something is bothering me, or if I'm kind of wondering why something's happening, or if I'm stressed, I sit down and I draw. And it really helps to not only calm me, but sometimes just that active thinking helps me to work through whatever it was that was bugging me. So
Yeah.
I can see where it's going to be a lifelong tool that I use. And I'm trying to teach. I have a granddaughter that gets very frustrated very easily. So I've tried to teach her a couple of the basics.
Yeah.
And she's not ready for it yet. She's 15, but she can't sit long enough to be able to do it. So I'll just keep doing it in front of her, encourage her to say, okay, well, if that's bothering you, because she has problems at school, let's draw it out. She gets about 10 minutes into it and she's like, I'm done. Okay, that's fine. But I see the benefit for myself. So I guess because of that, I'd like to share it with her. But you do have to wait until they're open and accepting.
And it will
For me,
happen.
I had a major breakthrough. Yeah, happens all the time. I'm glad I started from the basic and went through one by one, because I really believe for me that I would not be where I'm at right now if I had gone out of order. I think it's because I might need order in my life, which I'm looking at a whole lot right now. But I did finish neurotiming. I fought at the beginning, and I wasn't sure what I was fighting against or what was going on. And I came across, it was really odd, chakra teas. They're actually teas that help you open up your chakra as you meditate, and they work wonderfully. And so I was doing catharsis and drinking the tea, and all of a sudden I was like, okay, you did it again. You're fighting against the very first class, and you know exactly what you need to do. And then it just broke. It like opened up the door, and I was able to work through each of the exercises extremely easy. And I was kind of shocked that it went so easy for me. But going back the past and looking at your pain, no matter how painful it is the most rewarding thing in the end.
In the
When
end.
when you move, when you're able to move beyond that one, let's take one issue, you know, and you work through that issue, and when you're done with it and you go back and look and go, wow, I worked through that issue. I can't believe that. You know, I didn't even know it bothered me, you know? And so in neurotiming, I could look at, I could go back and look at my childhood now, and I'm not seeing the pain. I was seeing my roller skates. I was seeing the books that I read. I was remembering my best friend and and when we rode our horses and showed our horses, and you know, when I got older, was remembering, believe it or not, my first kiss, the first boyfriend who kissed terrible, and you know, just all of the fun things that I had totally forgotten. Even I'm still in touch with my babysitter, believe it or not. I am still in touch with my babysitter. She's 20 years older than me. She's in her 80s. And even though we talked, I didn't look back as the good thing, because she was the good thing. She was the apple of my eye. I loved her dearly, and that's why we're still talk to each other, and you know, which to me is a beautiful thing. And so I could go back and I look, and I'm like, oh my God, look at Nat. I wanted so bad to just call you on the phone and say, oh my God, Nat, look what happened.
Yes.
Look what you did to me, Nat. You brought me to a
did.
beautiful place. And I brought myself to a beautiful place. I know it's not just you. I know it's me. But sometimes you need that little extra push, you know, from somebody that you trust and you feel comfortable with. And
Mhm.
even if it's just supervising or looking at your picture and going, you might want to look here, or you might want to try this, or you might want to add neural lines here, or whatever it may be, um, is able to get me to this point now. And now now I'm excited because I'm going to go back right to the beginning, and I want to go through it again and see how far I've come, you know, because I think I'm going to look at other things in my life now, in a totally different kind of view. And you went to astrology, is that what you said, Nat?
Yes, yes.
I went to numerology.
Ah.
And I'm still working on the DNA. So I went to numerology, and looked at a lot of things. And you deal with your soul too in numerology, and you look at many things. And so now I'm excited to go back and try the classes again, and more bonus classes and stuff, and look at it all. So never give up on yourself. Never, ever, ever give up on yourself.
No.
Cindy, never give up on yourself. You're a beautiful soul, and you will work through it. You will. And you have a good support system here that's going to walk you right through and help you. And the supervisions are excellent too. So even if
Thank
it
you.
doesn't, fit, hon, know that, okay, this is not fitting me, but there's something else here that might work, you
Mhm.
know? Because there are times that Nat has given me supervision, I'm like, that doesn't feel quite right. And then I turn around and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. So I do a catharsis, and I relook at the situation. And I have probably a stack that big of catharsis, believe it or not. I've done a lot. Never be afraid of catharsis. I think it's beautiful. And Kate brought it up to me the other day. A year ago, I didn't have that as a tool.
Yeah.
I couldn't have worked through things because I didn't have that as a tool. And now I have catharsis as a tool to be able to help me work through, even if it's something simple, which has been so endearing to me to hear her say that, even though I know about it, to hear someone say, you have the tools, you can do it. Kate, I love you for that. I love you, Kate, for that. That's all I have to say.
Oh, thank you, Carla. Thank you.
It is very, very important that you found a group here, Carla, that there you were with the people, with the group that went through the algorithms, and with everyone you had, like, it was difficult for you in the beginning or in the middle or somewhere. It was a big, big struggle for you, but you stayed with it. You just stayed with it. Everybody encouraged you, and you just stayed with it, and you did it. So inspiring. I just want to frame this somehow and show it to everybody who is starting or who is thinking about it. They just need to hear what you just said, that it's really, really worth the whole thing, the whole journey, and very, very much. Okay, I just need to tell you that the Zoom will stop automatically in about 5 minutes. So if you have any questions, let's just ask now. I will try to finish. Or you can ask in the Telegram or in the Facebook chat. Both chats are okay. We have a Telegram chat and Facebook chat, or just email me if you need to. But the chats are better because you share with other people and they get also to hear it. It's very beneficial for, it may be beneficial for a lot.
Okay. Awesome. I'm really glad that I came today.
Good. Yeah.
I've been resisting it. And I don't know why, but I have. I'm not generally a sharer.
I call it my coffee time.
Yeah.
It's like I get to go and have coffee with friends, and it got me out of the, oh, and I have another appointment. I have another, and it's like, no, I'll get my mushroom coffee. I'm gonna come and sit down with friends, and so it's my break during the day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So next month it's gonna be on Mondays at 5 p.m. Central.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to find another drink, Kate, instead of coffee.
Oh no, it's decaf.
Okay.
Believe it or not, it's decaf. Yeah, it's reishi mushrooms and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carla, did you say that was chakra tea?
Yes, you can get it on Amazon, and it actually goes through all your chakras. It's by Buddha Teas.
You can share, yeah, you're welcome to share the link in the Telegram chat or in the Facebook chat, because it may be beneficial for other people, or just Facebook, just the whole Facebook group, the public one that we have. You can just share there and say that it works well for your opening. In November, we're going to have the third eye chakra with Anna.
Oh, good.
First Saturday of November, live class. So it will be a good reminder about the chakra.
Oh, good. Good.
Are you going to be doing another membership club right after?
Yes.
Right after this one?
Yes, we're gonna have. Anna said we're gonna have 6 more months. For now, we'll see it for later. So there's gonna be a discount if you sign up for 6 months, or you can sign up monthly. So the organization is gonna be a little bit different. I want to make it ongoing, and I'm struggling with the technical problem, but it will be there, Carla, for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And is it appropriate to ask if your friend would be willing to, we could hire your friend to do readings for us too, to find out what the thing we're missing is,
She
the astrology.
she speaks Russian. She lives here in Texas. She's my neighbor, not neighbor, but in the Pacific area. But I'm not sure if she's comfortable doing it in English.
I can understand that.
Russian, but I can ask her if there are other like her to do the same, like from the same school, to do it in English, or numerology is also another tool that Carla is saying that she has done numerology. Astrology, numerology, they now can look at it kind of the same way and show you. But it's important to find a person who will be sifting through, because there's a lot of information, right?
Yeah.
And if they are sifting through and telling you exactly what is more important to kind of guide you at this point and guide you through where are you going, not just bombarding you with information here from everywhere, that's very helpful.
And tell
It
her that,
sounds,
that we sometimes have a hard time with English too, so we get it.
but it sounds very interesting, very interesting. I would really like to try that.
Yes, I would highly recommend. And they I think it's a treasure to know. I still think it's a very big treasure to know, like at an early age, even you just get the information at some earlier stage in life, you would be able to just maybe be more aware of decisions you make. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see.
When we're ready, the teacher will come.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Wonderful
you.
day and evening or whatever you are doing. Waking up, having coffee, and or doing something else through the day. So October 1st is Anna's live class for Circles in the Water. It's Saturday at noon Central. And I highly recommend it if you
This Saturday.
It is Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
This Saturday, and then next Wednesday is supervisions.
And the supervision starts on Wednesday with Anna, and our next meeting for the advanced algorithms will be Monday, 5 p.m. Central.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Monday we have supervision at noon Central and Anna at noon Central and supervision at 5.
Okay,
Or the
Anna,
following Monday, I'm sorry.
Saturday, Anna
Saturday, Anna.
class
Okay.
with
So-
membership, or
Okay.
a single class if you're not a membership. And then Monday evening is the advanced algorithms meeting.
Okay. Question answered.
Wednesday
Is-
evening is the supervision course.
Supervision.
She moved it to evening. I think it's 7 p.m. Central. That's what she said. Yes, I think it's
Yeah.
7 p.m.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it is.
Wednesday, it's Wednesday 7 in
Yeah,
Seattle.
Central.
Central.
Okay.
Central.
Yes, because she's in Seattle. For her, it's 5 p.m.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
wonderful. Have a great day and see you again
Thank
soon.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.
Mistake.